Hi, today's video is about waking up early, and I wanted to share my perspective on this matter because I see in the search results also there are several searches related to waking up early in the morning, and I believe many of the times we and myself included at several points have searched for this particular topic without really realizing our state of mind and our state of body at that point of time. So I wish to make today's video to share certain perspectives related to this particular habit and my strategies for working around this particular habit. So let's begin with today's video. Hi, this is Atya here. Welcome to my channel. We speak about PhD, mindset and finance over here. So let's begin with today's video without further ado. One needs to assess whether this habit of waking up early, whatever benefits it may incur, is it because of personal interest in it, or is it because we are trying to conform to certain standards which are set in the self-improvement sphere. So that needs to be taken into account first. There are different types of people. Sometimes your productivity is more in the morning. It makes more sense that time to wake up early in the morning. Okay. Sometimes a person can stay late till night and still stay fresh and be productive. So in such cases, it makes more sense to be active at that point of the time. So instead of trying to conform to the societal standard, first it is more important to assess in which category do we fit in. And if it is the second category, then there is no point of trying to wake up early unless it is for professional or for business reasons. If after waking up a person does not feel fresh, as if somebody is forced out of his slumber, then even if you are awake whole day, you will be foggy, you will be dizzy, you won't be able to concentrate on the work properly. So waking up early, but waking up early to your productive benefit, that is more important than just waking up early forcefully. Our life goes through different phases. Sometimes you are shifting between different houses. Sometimes there is something else going on in personal life. So in such cases, when there is tension, it is difficult to sometimes sleep early, and therefore you end up waking up also late. So these things need to be taken into consideration when this goal is to be set. Injury and some other physical ailment also can cause you to have more sleep requirements at that point of the time in life. So all these factors need to be taken into consideration before jumping to any kind of conclusion regarding whether you want to wake up early or no. As I've already said earlier, sometimes these societal standards make us to do things which we don't want to do. Say for example, you have an interview. That interview it is 9 o'clock, you are able to wake up for that interview. But in your own personal life, you may not want to wake up early because there is no particular reason as such to wake up early or to look forward to, or you may have some important work in the evening. In such cases, being clear on why helps more in understanding whether we really want to pursue this particular goal or no. Then I've watched few videos with few tactics like keep the alarms far away, keep multiple alarms, keep alarms in different rooms. These tactics work as long as you are in that optimum state of body and mind. If the optimum state of body and mind is not achieved, these tactics will fail. Even if you wake up early, there will be anxiety. Even if you wake up early, the energy levels would be low throughout the day. So it makes more sense to optimize your mind and body in such a way that when you wake up feeling actually awake rather than feeling foggy or rather than feeling dizzy. Now say suppose you have been trying to wake up at 6 o'clock. You have been conditioned to wake up at 7 o'clock. Your normal routine timing is 7 o'clock. In such cases, when you suddenly try to shift from 7 to 6, in such cases the mind tends to get overwhelmed and it does not cooperate because the shift is sudden, then when you are not able to wake up at that point of time, the next day you are filled with guilt. I'm talking about those who are seriously trying to pursue this goal, and this guilt further prevents you from waking up early. So the guilt also plays an important role in hindering your progress as far as this goal is concerned. So the reason I've discussed all these concerns is these concerns need to be addressed first before even trying to address this particular goal. And let me share with you the strategies that I have used and that have worked for me personally. First, completing sleep requirements. Now I know this is obvious, this is said everywhere, but what I used to do earlier is sleep at around 12 o'clock and expect to be awake at 5 o'clock. That does not happen. Everyone has a different sleep requirements, and one strategy to understand your sleep requirements is have consistent sleep schedule for around 1 week around a particular sleep time. So what I mean by that is keep 6 hours of sleep at night. This is not total sleep duration. At night, whatever sleep you get, keep 6 hours for around 1 week and see how do you feel after waking up. Then for next week, keep 7 hours, and then for next week, keep 8 hours. And you can keep it as 5 hours or 9 hours, whatever is your schedule. That would be the first step. So once you identify what your current sleep requirements are, then only it is possible to actually move towards attaining this goal. If your sleep requirements is 7 hours, and if you set the goal of 6 hours of sleep, then it would be very difficult to achieve this goal because it is a drastic change in sleep requirements. Once you understand what your sleep requirements are, now is the time to align your routine to your sleep requirements. For example, say suppose it is for me it is 8 hours. Okay, so if you are sleeping at say suppose 12 o'clock and expect to be woken up at 5 o'clock, then it is not possible because your sleep requirements is not complete. And if it becomes possible also, it will not be able to be sustainable. So in such cases, it makes more sense to sleep at 9 and then wake up at 5 o'clock. So it would be 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that completes 8 hours of sleep. So whatever your sleep requirement is, the routine needs to be aligned around that and not boycotting your sleep requirements. So that is the second tip. 1 hour before sleep, your mind needs to be empty. And when I say the mind needs to be empty means before going to sleep, you cannot fidget around on your mobile, you cannot watch TV, or if you are watching TV, keep a gap of 1 hour. At least, you can keep more than that, but at least 1 hour is required. The reason being, you are trying to prepare your mind to wake up early next day. It should not be that you are going to sleep watching a violent movie and then trying to wake up early next day. You are trying to prepare your body and your mind for what is going to come the next day, especially if you are trying to embark on this goal for the first time. So it makes more sense to prepare your mind and to keep it really calm. Try to do meditation or breath work or whatever it is. Or if you don't want to do anything, just don't do anything. But switch off devices at least before 1 hour of going to sleep. The key to this whole steps that I'm telling you is trying to avoid overwhelm. Whenever we try to make sudden changes, our mind and body is not prepared for it, and then we expect it to function very well. So instead of that, if you normally wake up at around 8 and you are trying to shift it to 7, say suppose, then your strategy would be to move 10 minutes at a time. So 10 to 8 would be your first goal. Once you achieve it, then your next 10 minutes. So like that you get the count to 7. So that way it is more sustainable. Your mind and body will not get overwhelmed, and in such cases there are more chances of achieving this goal. Now, diet and workout. Obviously, the connection of diet and workout in proper sleep schedule is well established. But if you want to hear it from me, you try having junk late at night and try to wake up early and see how you feel. Or if you are trying to have heavy foods with lot of oil, you can have it during the first half of the day, and at least in the evening before you go to sleep you can keep some gap. So in such cases what happens is you are trying to prime your body for waking up early next day, because your physical fitness, your state of mind always impacts your sleep schedule. So if this part of the goal is not very well aligned, obviously anybody for that matter would struggle with waking up early. Then one tip I suggest is have a calendar of 30 days, okay? And this should not be digital, it should be, you can just take a piece of paper, put 30 blocks over there, stick it on the wall, and every day you are able to wake up at that point of the time, you can put a cross. This reinforces that you are trying to achieve the goal and thereby motivates you to achieve more of it. So in this video, the reason I've discussed the aspects in the first part is that it is important that anybody for that matter gives their mind and body whatever it needs rather than trying to force. If your mind and body is not primed enough, then it is not a good idea to force this particular goal. I need to highlight one thing about this. This is one goal where if you try harder, there are more chances of failure. So the more relaxed it is, the more consistent and the more slow it is, the more are the chances of achieving this goal. Our mind is like a child. If you suddenly try to give it something, then it will not accept it. But if you prime it so that slowly it accepts it, slowly it tries to move ahead, then there are more chances of waking up early with this goal. Thank you.